Okay, so I know that CoffeeZilla has been going after the prediction markets, but I think he needs to lump the prediction markets in with the crypto markets. I think, first off, I'm going to tell you this. Crypto, I don't care what anybody says. Crypto is grifto. Crypto is garbage. It is not good for your financial health. It's not good for anything, in my opinion. It's not just opinion. It almost should be fact, because cryptocurrency does nothing good for the world. In fact, you could argue that it's mainly an energy drain. It's literally, Bitcoin is a public ledger. That's all it is. It's a decentralized public ledger. All it is. You don't actually own anything. The irony is, people say that Bitcoin is like owning digital gold. In fact, Bitcoin could be seen as a lack of ownership. Cryptocurrency in itself could be seen as a lack of ownership, and I think it needs to be considered in that sense. Like I said, I'm a huge proponent. I'm a huge opponent of Bitcoin. I don't believe in it. I think it is disgusting. I also want to just shout out how awful the prediction markets are. Prediction markets are gambling. You're just not having a bookie create the odds. You're having basically the public, for the most part, create the odds. Okay? So prediction markets are basically people putting down money. Also, by the way, I think that prediction markets create a form of insider trading. Instead of, it's so funny. So instead of rigging a sports game, because you know how like DraftKings and FanDuel got really injected into like the NFL and the NBA, and then suddenly games were getting really rigged, and it was pretty obvious that refs were calling stupid calls more often. There's a pattern, and it's a causation here too. So what I'm trying to say is that the more you inject sports betting into sports, more rigging of games tends to happen. If you inject prediction markets into real life events, more rigging of real life events tends to happen. So I think prediction markets are a net negative to society. Think about this. Let's say in the prediction markets we predict, I don't know, positive earnings for Nvidia or something, right? Let's just throw out a random prediction one, right? Well, and that's maybe in their next earnings call, which is like, I don't know, a month from now. Let's just estimate. So what if Nvidia gets winds of this, right? And they decide, let's rig this a little bit. Let's have shitty earnings somehow. Let's cook the books. I'm not saying that this would happen, but what I'm saying is that the likeliness of this happening increases when prediction markets are able to predict things in general reality, right? It's gambling. So basically, instead of just gambling on sports, you're betting on outcomes in real life. Now, sports is real life, but it's still a game, right? And but here's the thing, reality's reality. Important things could be rigged. Important things in reality could be rigged through prediction markets. That's the trouble I have with this. That's the disturbing factor here. I find it to be very disturbing. And yeah, look, prediction markets, they're gambling. And I think that there's going to be more rigging in events in reality because of the rise of prediction markets, just like how sports have been more rigged because of sports betting, right? Think about it. Look at how many lopsided calls, look how many no calls and calls that are just bad, right? You're like scratching your head like, what's the ref thinking? Does the ref have eyes? Oh, the ref has eyes. The ref has eyes on winning his Uncle Vinny some money. I think we have a lot of Tim Donahue's in the NFL and the NBA. That's my belief, okay? All because we've allowed the rot of sports betting to become so injected not only into our culture, but injected into the fabric of everything. It just sucks. And, it's so funny. And also, not only are the refs rigging games, individual players who don't get paid as much as the other players are rigging the games too. Jonte Porter is a great effing example. He rigged his own unders. Can you believe that? I can. He didn't get paid as much as everybody else, but he thought, oh, well, if I intentionally miss my shots, I'll hit the under of like 8 points, right? So what Jonte Porter did, which was brilliant, he intentionally fucked up, right? He intentionally missed shots and got himself taken out of the game because he knew about the under bets, right? So because Jonte Porter knew ahead of time about his under bets, he was able to give a little bit of a heads up to other people he knew. It wasn't just Jonte Porter who was betting on these games. It was other people he knew that he was giving a heads up, insider information, saying, hey, I'm going to be missing a lot of shots tonight. Feel free to bet whatever amount of money. So there's a rot. There is a legit rot. And at this point in my life, I'm against gambling. Look, I understand if you want to like maybe lose a little bit of money at a casino, maybe 10 or 20 bucks, that's fine. But there is just too much gambling. Like everything is gambling. Dude, what's crazy, and the only people, by the way, the only people who make money from gambling is not the gambler. In fact, the gambler tends to lose money over time. It's the companies that are taking advantage of the addiction. Now, granted, by the way, I'm a freaking hypocrite. You want to know why I'm a hypocrite? Because I own a few real estate investment trusts that lease out their buildings to casinos and other gaming institutions that allow for gambling. So I'm a hypocrite because I, by proxy, am taking advantage of the weak-minded gamblers out there by owning real estate investment trusts that lease out their properties to gaming institutions. Crazy. Effing crazy. All right? It's effing crazy, man. I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm typing out some stuff real quick. Sorry about that, you guys. But no, I've been very, very frustrated with the with all the gambling and Kalshi. Oh God! So here's the thing. Prediction markets are gambling, by the way. It's gambling. You are literally gambling, right? But of course, the tech bros don't want you to see it that way. They want you to see this as you're predicting the future. Ooh, basically, you know what's funny? Instead of you battling out with the bookie, you're actually betting against other people. You're actually battling with other people who are... So, for example, let's say I go on a prediction market and I think, I don't know, Donald Trump's going to win, right? Whatever. And there's other people who think he isn't. One of those contracts is going to win, the other's going to lose. So what happens is there's a bunch of winners on one end and there's a bunch of losers on the other. Now, if you're really good at figuring out what's going to happen next, sure, maybe prediction markets are a good thing. Maybe you could figure out things that are going to happen in reality very easily. But at the same time, prediction markets are basically the crowd of degenerate gamblers, by the way. This is why I don't trust prediction markets, because it's a bunch of degenerate gambling scum who think that they're right about something. And then what happens is everybody does what's called following the crowd. So if somebody sees 60-40 on a bet, they're like, oh my God, 60% chance? I think I'll put money down on the 60% chance. What happens is there's called follower bias. And this is something that isn't talked about in prediction markets. Too many people will follow what's called a trend, even if the trend is wrong. So like, for example, let's say, I don't know. Let's say you guys bet on let's say you guys bet on me, right? Let's say maybe you guys take a bet that I'm going to drink this monster in the next minute during the show. Well, let's say I do. Great. Some of you guys won, some of you guys lost. But let's say a lot of you started betting no that I wouldn't have taken that monster drink, right? But the only reason you bet no was because you saw there was a 70% chance that I wouldn't, because everybody thought I wouldn't, right? What I'm trying to say is there's a follow the crowd sort of mentality with prediction markets, which is why prediction markets don't really predict things as accurately as you'd think. I honestly don't have that much faith because even though people put their money down on things, sometimes people are morons and people don't really know what's happening and they're just gambling degenerates. Half of the people, in fact, not half, majority of the people who use Kalshi are degenerate morons who are just gambling addicts, right? Gambling degenerate morons, right? It's simple. It's fucking simple. So I don't, and they're probably good people, by the way. I'm not downing anybody who's got a gambling problem. In fact, if you do have a gambling problem, I urge you to seek some form of help. Please, for the love of God, seek help. Gambling is not good for your soul. Like, because here's the problem with gambling is that if you have to wish for a win, it's not good. If you have to pray to Allah and all the stinking gods out there that you're going to win, it's not good. It's not good. Uh-oh. We have the fake real Garza in the house, by the way. Fake real Garza is in the building. OMG. You guys. What up, Skippy? How you doing, my brony brother? What up, fake real Garza? By the way, I'm getting Windows 11 on this Dell Latitude. I'm so stoked, dude. So a really cool buddy of mine, his name's Riley. Just met him. I met him through my buddy Anthony. Hooked me up with a really cool Dell Latitude laptop. And I was able to get, I had to start by getting Windows 10 Pro on there. Because what happens is there's a serial number that's baked into the motherboard itself, which is really dope. So all I had to do is use the Windows Media Creation tool to actually create Windows 10, put it on, get it on, serial numbers baked in, boom. And then once I had Windows 10 Pro and updated everything on there, now I'm upgrading from Windows 10 Pro to Windows 11 Pro. So really excited. It's a free upgrade too. They actually were giving the upgrade for free. So I'm very pumped about that.
Laugh out loud.
Hey, thank you so much for the super chat, my brony brother. Thank you, my brony brother. I'm going to give that a love, dude. Christ of the War, thank you so much, brony. Yep, thank you for the super chat, my man. Skippy, why are you telling everybody to unsub, dude? You're a pink brony bro, and you dance at the gay club. Oh my God, I'm just having fun on the stage in my hooves. I'm wearing a man thong down at the... By the way, I want to thank you so much for that super chat, by the way. Let's see, it says money. I don't know what that means, man, but, you know, thank you for the super chat, my brony brother. Let's give a shout out to my boy, dude. Make sure you guys subscribe to Christ of the War. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, my brony brother, man. But yeah, no, prediction markets are gambling. Crypto is gambling. Like, we got to realize at a certain point that there's a certain rot in society, right? There's a certain rot in society that's happening where we need to just stop. We need to stop with the gambling, right? We're turning kids into gamblers, for God's sakes. Like with those unboxing things, remember like the Labubus? So like all these people with their Labubus, right? They're like, there's like a random box unboxing. So like people would buy like, oh, it's the mystery box. I don't know what I'm gonna get. It basically, you're training kids at a very young age to think that gambling is a good idea. I think we need to we need to halt gambling culture in its tracks. Look, for the most part, I love tech bros. I'm okay with the tech bros, except for when they're into crypto and when they're into prediction markets. There's two types of tech bros that really piss me off, and it's the crypto grifters. I'm pointing at you guys, the crypto grifters, right? And the prediction market grifters. Look, these tech bros need to knock it the frick off, dude. No, that's not. No, that's the fake real Garza, by the way. So there's a fake real Garza in the chat. Don't listen to fake real Garza in the chat, okay? That's a fake. It's a fake. But yeah, no, if you don't think that crypto markets are gambling, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if there's hope in the rest of this life. I just don't know. You know what? And here's the thing: crypto is grifto. Crypto is gambling. Whether people want to fully admit this or not, I hope people do. I want people to at least be honest with me here. But no, nobody's wanting to admit that crypto is grifto, and crypto is grifto without a doubt, dude. It is totally grifto. I gotta throw some papers away. Hold on. I don't know what's up with all these cables. Okay, it's a cable. It's a decent cable, actually. I want to put some of these cables away. Stick away. Yeah, Skippy, I don't think you could do that, bro. Crypto markets are out, dude. Crypto is grifto. At the end of the day, cryptocurrency is grifter currency. Kalshi is for degenerate gamblers. Coinbase, I believe, is for degenerate gamblers. I believe it's all for degenerate gamblers. Even Robinhood. Even I use Robinhood, by the way. I don't like that they're getting into the prediction markets. It pisses me off. Dude, you guys are creating an entire... You guys know that you're taking advantage of susceptible people. Now, granted, I'm a hypocrite, by the way. I'm a hypocrite. I own real estate investment trusts. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I own real estate investment trusts that own properties that are used by casinos to take advantage of actual gamblers coming into their casinos. So I'm a hypocrite. I want to admit that. By proxy, I, in a weird way, am taking advantage of the gamblers myself. But I am also, by the way, this will devalue the REITs that I own in some way if this ever catches wind. Because if we start an anti-gambling movement, I think it'll be a net positive for society. If we start promoting like long-term investing, intelligent long-term investing is a good thing. Dude, what is that? I'm gonna keep on practicing down in West Hollywood. Dude, fake real Garza. Knock it off, dude. Tired of the fake real Garza on here, man. By the way, that is not a real Garza. That is a fake Garza in the chat. No, but I am very upset at how much our culture has embraced gambling. I mean, it's to be given. I mean, we're all on our smartphones every day, and it's pretty easy to convince people to become degenerate gamblers. I'm not going to get rid of you, dude. I believe in freedom of speech. Even though I think you're a tool, you're still not me. You're fake. You're a fake. You're a damn phony. I do think it is kind of funny, though. No, but here's the thing, man. The crypto markets are gambling. Kalshi is gambling. It's all gambling, right? And we're done with gambling. I think that we as a society are going to get burnt out. We're going to have a gambling burnout, by the way. And I think it's going to happen. Just like, for example, just like how people have a social media burnout, right? Notice how there's not as many people on Facebook anymore. I may be wrong on this, but it feels like more young people are moving away from Facebook. They're even moving away from Instagram, shockingly. So more people are moving away from these social media platforms. Now, granted, YouTube has kind of become a social media platform in a lot of ways. But I still feel like YouTube still keeps a lot of the initial principles of what it used to be baked in to the service that it has. Vacation Time 24/7 says imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I do agree with that. That is true. So I do appreciate the imitations, the real Garza imitators. So won't the real Garza please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Because I'm real Garza. Yes, I'm the real Garza. European brony bro. Just at the get Ah. Okay, so I had to get a couple things squared away. Sorry about that, you guys. My brony brothers. It's time to be bronies like me. Do you want to be a brony brother? Do you want to be a brony brother? Do you want to be a brony? Do you want my macaroni? Oh, do you want to be a brony? Do you want to be a brony brother? If you want to be my bronies, you gotta get with my brones. Please stop your gooning. It is really sick. If you want to be a gooner, you have got to goon. Gooning is so easy, and that's the way it is. What you think about that? Now you're on your smartphone. You're sitting on your throne. Can you goon? Now please stop gooning. It's making me sick. If I have to sit down and I will get pricked. Oh, I tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna. Not sure to be honest. Let's see here. What up, dude? Brad Stevens. Brad, the greatest coach of the Boston Celtics. Actually, you never won a championship with that team, though. But you did get them to the finals at one point. Thank you, Vacation Time. I appreciate that, my brony brother. Yo, I tell you when I goon and I'll really goon. So tell me if you goon because you're really goon. You gotta stop gooning every freaking time you see me. If you want to be a gooner, you gotta goon on your phone. You are such a sicko. Get off of your throne. If you want to keep on gooning, you are such a creep. Yeah, I know you guys won the championship in 2024, but it wasn't under you as the coach. Now, you did get an administrative job or whatever at for the Boston Celtics. Granted, and you were one of the main reasons for helping them get to where they are because you put the personnel, you put the necessary personnel around everybody else. Darian, how are you doing, man? Was I on a stream with you earlier, Brad Stevens? I don't know. Or maybe Darian was on a stream with you. I don't know. It's nice to see that Brad Stevens recognizes my greatness, though. Thank you, Brad Stevens. Brad, I appreciate it. Okay, so you're the general manager when they won the chip. Okay, that's fair. Now, Brad Stevens, your contributions are real. Trust me. I've seen them. What up, my bronies? Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button. The more subscribers we have, the better it does. It does help the channel grow. My bronies, my brony brothers, hello. Where am I from? I'm on the coast of Oregon. I'll just say that. Coast of Oregon, man. My brony brother. Trying to find my way. Been through the darkness. Now I finally have my day. And I can feel the change in the wind right now. Nothing's in my way. And they're not gonna hold me down no more. No, they're not gonna change my mind. 'Cause I've got faith of the heart. I'm going where my heart will take me. I've got faith to believe that I can do anything. I've got strength of the soul. And no one's gonna bend or break me. I can reach any star. 'Cause I've got faith. Well, I've got faith. Faith of the heart. Do you guys got faith? Faith of the heart. But what's going on, my brony brothers? How you guys feeling? Just feeling good? Like I knew you would? Randy is saying I look gay. Why are you gay? I don't know, bro. You know, when I'm upgrading this laptop to Windows 11, which is pretty dope, actually. Windows 11, you guys, I'm so stoked. So horned out, dude. Dude, I'm pretty pumped, man. I get Windows 11 Pro, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. So freaking pumped, dude. I'm so pumped, dude. Hell yeah. No, I'm excited though. I was like, you know what? I like Linux, but if there's a chance that I can have a legitimate Windows 11 key baked into the motherboard, hell yeah, dude. So I'm very proud to say that this laptop that I got is almost upgraded. It's installing. It's 94% of the way installed on Windows 11 for this laptop. So I got myself a very functional Dell Latitude, and it's got a lot of attitude. What's really cool is it can charge via Type-C, which is actually kind of extraordinary. So there's a Type-C charger that's included with this. And honestly, this thing charges like crazy. Yeah, it runs Windows 10 really well. And also, this is actually this Dell Latitude that I got for free is a better laptop than my HP one. Now, I love my HP laptop, don't get me wrong. That HP laptop that I have is a stud. But at the same time, man, this is seriously an upgrade. This is a business laptop, too. This is like legitimately a business laptop. Look at this thing. Well, I don't know if I could. I'm not going to show it to you guys, but like it's got like the little. It reminds me of those IBM ThinkPads, you know? And I'm a big fan of the IBM ThinkPad. I think it's one of the best pieces of tech out there. Yeah, all I got to say is if you don't love the IBM ThinkPad, man, I don't know what's wrong with you, bro. It's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time. But I will say, honestly, this could be a good backup computer, just like how my HP laptop can technically be a great backup computer as well. Yeah, I'm excited to see what I could do with this, man. I was able to get IntelliJ IDEA on this computer, and I was also able to get PyCharm, which is really dope. See, PyCharm and IntelliJ are both very, very great IDEs in integrated development environments. For those of you who don't know, I enjoy software development. It is a bit of a hobby of mine, and it's fun. So I'm very excited to have IntelliJ on here. I'm very excited to have PyCharm on here as well. Both are very great, dude. Oh snap, dude! My buddy Jake just moved his king. So I'm trying to beat my boy Jake, and I might be able to. I may have a potential checkmate on my boy Jake. I may. My boy Jake is a very crafty man. I do not underestimate this guy's brilliant. He's actually a brilliant chess player. I think he does. I love my boy Jake, but he doesn't give himself enough credit. He's actually a pretty damn good opponent. Seriously, I'm a weirdo though. I'm kind of like, I see patterns in things that most people don't see patterns in. So I'm able to figure. That's why I'm so good at chess. I just need to know how the pieces move, and then once I know how the pieces moves, I can come up with my own unique, innovative strategies that nobody's ever able to see. And yeah, no, I love chess though. I basically I think I program myself to be a better chess player than I give myself credit for though. Um, but yeah, I love playing the game of chess, man. It's fun. Um, hmm. Yeah, I think I pretty much trapped my boy's king in a lot of ways. Yeah, I got a +3 advantage on him right now. So I think I might be able to beat him, man. I got a +3 advantage on him in the game. We're pretty much at the end game, but I got to make sure that my strategies are legit and on fleek. Um, yeah, I got to make sure we're good, dude. Oh yeah, it's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time, but my time is finally near. And I will see the change in the wind right now. Nothing's in my way. And they're not gonna hold me down no more. No, they're not gonna hold me down. Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of Enterprise, though. I do think Enterprise had too short. It was too short lived. You know, I wanted to see more of Enterprise. I do think that Enterprise might have been one of the best Star Trek series to ever grace us, if we're going to be honest. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Enterprise deserved a longer run? Do you guys think that Enterprise might have been shut down too soon? In my opinion, I think it was. I really do. I think that Enterprise was just shut down too early, you know? And, yeah. And you know me, I'm like one of the biggest Enterprise fanboys of all time. I think Scott Bakula is a stud. You know, I think more people need to realize just the greatness of Enterprise. Like if you watch New Trek, the new Star Trek, the woke Trek, and then you take a step back and you watch the old school like Enterprise, and you watch like Voyager, TNG, for example. If you take a step back and watch those, like really watch those, boom, you're the man. Like they're good shows. They're well written. The stories are beautiful. Like honestly, I think out of all the Star Treks, the first 5 series of Star Trek evoke more emotion than any of the new stuff. Like the new ones are pretty good, but at the same time, while the new ones are good, well, the old ones are amazing. The new ones kind of suck. The new Trek kind of blows, dude. I can't get on top of it. I can't get on board with all of it, you know? It just feels too woke to me. There's just a level of wokeness that I can't get on board with, man. And it's tough. There's a level of wokeness that's pretty tough to get on board with, man. Now I'm going to put a poll out called "Which of these is gambling?" Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Which of these is gambling? Prediction markets. So we got prediction markets, crypto markets, both crypto and prediction markets, and none of the above. Those are your options there. Now we got 0 votes on the poll. We got no votes yet. But I'm curious to see what you guys think. Which of these is gambling? Prediction markets, crypto markets, both crypto and prediction markets, none of the above. I think both are. I firmly believe that both crypto and but yeah, no, I think crypto is crapto. I do think that crypto markets and prediction markets are both a form of gambling, because in a lot of ways, and crypto subscribes to greater fool theory, and in a lot of ways, you could say that prediction markets are a bit of a Ponzi scheme in themselves too. It's just basically a form of gambling. It's all gambling. And I'm not a fan of gambling. I think gambling is a bad thing. Get help. Seriously. We need to call out Kalshi. We need to call out all these stupid prediction markets as gambling. We need to collectivize as a society. And I'm very proud of CoffeeZilla for at least going after prediction markets the way he is. I really am. I'm proud of him. But I'm also not proud of him for not going after the entirety of the crypto markets, in that he needs to disavow crypto. If you want to take CoffeeZilla seriously, he needs to disavow crypto completely and acknowledge that all cryptocurrencies are fraudulent and a scam. Okay? Simple as that. I'm going to do some crunchies real quick. I'm going to do crunchies. I got to get my crunchies out of the way. So, BRB. All right. Let's roll. Okay. Okay, I did 6 push-ups and all that. Woo! Windows 11's almost installed, everybody. Not on this computer. This already has Windows 11, but I'm excited. So it's going to get continual updates, which is really nice. All right. Oh, I'm back. I had to take a piss, dude. If I didn't get my piss in, I was going to get pissed. Sometimes you got to pee on air, dude. Not always, but sometimes. You got to do what you got to do, man. Pretty excited though, man. We're kicking ass on the internet. We're rocking it. Oh. What are you guys feeling? You guys feeling good? Michael Saylor.
Do you guys realize something? Did you notice that you can't buy any of this merchandise with Bitcoin? Did you guys realize that? Is this? Hold on. There are times that I think Tim is joking, but I don't think this is one of those times. Because in the world of cryptocurrencies, these companies tend to do crazy ass things. Like overly hype cryptocurrencies, for one. That is something that tends to happen a little too frequently, in my opinion, but Oh my God.
All right, man. So I'm pretty stoked, man. Windows 11. Gonna get Windows 11 on this bad boy, so it's pretty exciting. Yeah, I love it. This is like a business laptop, basically. I'm really a big fan of the trackpad. Like, that's the one thing I like about it. I like the touchscreen factor, but I do like the trackpad on here. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling good. Feeling so sexy. Now, this is not going to be a very long live stream, by the way. I'll probably end this stream in about probably 30 minutes. I'm going to go take a walk here in a second, though. I'm pretty excited about this update. This is kind of crazy. But yeah, no, I'm pretty stoked, man. Yeah, it's funny because I'm slowly getting chores done around the house while I'm talking to you guys. I'm getting this Dell laptop upgraded to Windows 11. I'm getting a new water filter in my water drop filter. Hank Propane Hill in the clutch, dude. Oh my god. That's too funny. It's too funny, bro. My brony, dude. What? Uh-oh, looks like I'm dropping frames like a mofo. Oh, dude, I'm dropping frames like crazy. There might be an outage in the area. Hold on. I don't know how, but I was dropping frames like crazy for a second. I still am. Uh-oh. Let's look at the stream health. Okay, stream health is really poor right now. I also may have to like restart my my modem. My router, I mean, and probably my modem. Damn, dude, it's still pretty poor. Looks like we're not receiving enough video for this to be good. Well, that sucks. Yeah, we're losing, well, we're getting more viewers, which is kind of wild. Yeah, see, guys, I think I might be having some internet troubles at the moment. Let's see, working on updates. Yeah, dude, I'm getting Windows 11 on this bad boy. Fuck yeah. Boost mobile connection. I am using my I'm using my Boost mobile Wi-Fi hotspot to stream this show. OMG. Okay, our stream health is still listed as poor, by the way. Oh, stream is back. Okay, cool. Yeah, we were having some frame drop-offs for a second. So, let's see. Joko says, I don't know politics, but my school, there is a dispute about Israel and Palestine. What is happening and what should I do? Honestly, if people are arguing about politics and it's not your thing, you don't have to get involved. Look, I get into the world of politics only because I make money whenever I do a show like about politics. I'm just like CNN. I'm fake. No. But no, overall, look, I think that politics is downstream from tardation. And I don't think I'm not a fan of I'm not really a big fan of politics. I mean, I like Donald Trump, but I liked Donald Trump before he was president. Like, I was a big fan of him, just the same way that rappers were a big fan of Donald Trump before he became president. Very interesting. It's suddenly all the rappers back in the day wanted to be like Trump, and then he became president and said he was a Republican. They're like, he's racist. Yeah, screw that. Honestly, even the Clintons liked Trump before. So, I don't know. There's a rot. There's no matter what, there's a rot. But I'll take Trump because, honestly, I like him. I don't think he's the worst guy in the world. Do I think he's the best guy in the world? No. But, yeah. Fantasy football week, man. This is crazy. Yeah, it's the 8-6 Steelers versus the 8-6 Lions, man. The Lions have been very hit or miss this year. But yep, fantasy playoff weeks this week, man. Stoked. I'm trying to figure out who I need to choose right now in fantasy football. It's not always easy. It's not always fun. But let's go. Let's go. So let's go there. Let's make our escape. Come on. Let's go there. Oh, shit. I got Windows 11 on my FAP top, dude. My FAP top, yeah. Well, it looks like Windows 11 is working, from what I could tell. Yeah, this is a professional laptop, man. I think the only downfall is the lack of a removable battery. I think that's the only thing I could think of. One of the screws is kind of loose, though. It's looking good. So I'm going to unplug this real quick. Battery's at 100% currently.
Oh no. Oh, it looks like the health of this battery is pretty low. Darn. This is still a good laptop, though. Well, I will say that the battery is draining pretty rapidly. I wonder if we can actually keep the battery going through like plugging this in. It doesn't charge it at all. Well, darn. That sucks. So the only thing that really blows about this, from what I can tell, is... So I don't know how poor the battery is at this point, but yeah, this is... How old is this laptop? I mean, this is definitely an older business laptop for sure. And getting a new battery in it might be a little bit difficult. But I do want to see how long the battery does last. Let's see. Is there a battery checker on here? Let's see. Battery usage. Let's see. Yeah, so I will say this. It's possible that I might have to let this battery drain all the way down. Let me take a look here. Just let me... I'm trying to see if it'll let me show. Thank you, Song Jones. I appreciate it. I'm trying to look more professional. It's my ginger beard, by the way. I appreciate the compliment, though, Song Jones. I really do. Let's take a look at the poll real quick. So make sure you guys tap the subscribe button. Which of these is gambling? Prediction markets. 25% of you say prediction markets. 50% of you say crypto markets. 0% of you say both crypto and prediction markets. And 25% of you say none of the above. So one of you guys was like, none of those is gambling. They're legit. They're both scams. So I can't really tell if the battery is shitty or if the battery's good on this. Because it's saying that there's 30 minutes of estimated time remaining. Now it's saying 16. This is an older laptop, though, so it is very well possible that the battery on this is, I would say, fairly shot. I wish there was a way to... Okay, now it's saying 23 minutes. So I will admit, this is giving me some mixed messages on here. But I will say, this is still a good laptop, and I'll tell you why. Let's say I decide I want to go out and about, right? I think this is a good port. I mean, look, if I go to a friend's house, like a buddy's house, I could still use this. I just had to plug it in, right? I don't know. I think the battery's still okay on this, but I will say the health of the battery probably is at a minimum. I think if I let the battery drain all the way, maybe it'll be a good thing. So we've had this operating on its own for about... I mean, I will say the battery drain is pretty real on this right now. Let's do some energy intensive stuff. Let's open up Google Chrome. And let's go to YouTube real quick. So I'm going to YouTube on this. And
So the battery's not that great on this. As far as replacing the battery, let's take a look and see if there's any tutorials on how to replace a Dell Latitude. What model is this? Dell Latitude 7490 and 0 battery. I bet we could probably order one. Oh, here we go. So I'm looking at a video real quick.
Battery because the battery is bad on the machine. I'm gonna take it step by step, and these are inexpensive now these days. You can buy them from the vendors. They're pretty cheap now these days. Before they used to be over $100. Now you can find them under $50.
Nice.
And we're gonna take a look at it and see how to set it up. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, let's unlock all those screws first.
Okay.
All right, now that we removed all the screws, we're gonna go ahead and commence to lift it. And it's a little hard to lift on these sometimes. So you gotta find a little corner and then stick a little plastic in there. So once I'm in there, I just put it.
The battery seems like it's okay, but I'm pretty sure the battery's on its last life.
These things are super dirty. You guys see it. So let's go ahead and commence and replace the battery. So to replace the battery, simple. You just have to unhook it right here. You guys see it. This is the power source.
Okay. Okay.
Lift it, hold it down, and that's it. But now, after you unplug it, you still have to disconnect the battery from the actual motherboard. So follow those steps. A couple. Sometimes there's a screw here, but it's not adhering.
See, that's the only thing that sucks about these type of laptops is when the battery's inside the actual system.
Two screws. This is very important, guys. You guys see this cable? When you purchase the battery, it doesn't come with it. So make sure this is a newer battery. You guys can see it. This is from a vendor, and I'm gonna put his site. It's very inexpensive, easy to set up. So it's about the same battery. It tells you 60 right here, and this is actually 62. So we're good. And all we have to do is take off the cable and use the same cable and the same connection as follows. So we're gonna turn it around so you can see the new one and the old one. You guys can see the cable. Follow the cable, right? So if you have adhesive or any tape, just tape it off and try not to bend the battery because that's where a chemical reaction happens and you can start fire. So be careful, guys. So once you take that off, just follow the routine here, and all this tape that you have in there, just make sure prior to taking it off, and then all you have to do is pull this back. That's it. All right, it's a little tug, all right, a little strong. So this is the back end. Leave the metal alone. I'm gonna put the older battery away. Then I'm gonna throw in the same connection here that we had before. You just follow it the same way. Just push it in there, and it's in there. So you see it, it's embedded in there. So make sure it did. Sometimes when the battery still doesn't turn on,
Damn, dude.
just properly make sure you shake this thing, right? Make sure you. There we go. There's no clicking sound or anything like that. Just make sure it's embedded. Now we follow the cable, same cable. And I know I add the tape in here, so I'm gonna put the tape a little bit higher. Plastic in here, if you can, get a plastic and push it in there. There you go. Push it in there. That's it. Then put the tape back how it was here.
Uh-oh.
System shut off. Yeah, so I think the battery, the health of the battery is pretty poor on this thing. So, sadly, this may not be the portable laptop that I want, but I will say this thing can still do some damage. Yeah, battery life on this thing is pretty poor, though. But overall, really good system. Yeah, definitely when the battery's shot on a laptop, though, sometimes the laptop has to be a dedicated, just plug it in sort of laptop. Yeah, the battery health on this is very poor. Yeah, the battery already went down to like 0, essentially. Yeah, it's already at like 8%. That's pretty rough. So yeah, in a span of like 15 minutes, I already drained the battery. So the battery at this point is pretty much shot. I could purchase a new battery for it. I'm tempted to. Let's see.
We're gonna cook this up back to the other one. So we're gonna put the tape a little bit back here. And then this is how it goes. So basically, same flat surfaces. You have a couple of bumps here. This one right here is where this center one goes, right? So just make sure you line it up. Lines up. See that? Right next to the center one, right? Now this one right here, right? There's an empty one right here. I'm gonna point out. That's the actual screw that's in the center. So be careful on that one, right? Don't put any screws in there. There's nothing in there. So once you have that set up, you go put the adhesive back if you want to. So we're gonna do that. But before we do that, we're gonna hook it up too. And then all we have to do is tighten up, because if you don't hook it up first, sometimes it's a little bit off. So you gotta make sure your proper setup underneath it. So you have that in there, and it's just basically all you have to do is drop it down. So here, that's it. Just push it down, make sure it's all the way down, and then we just end up putting the screws back. So we have 2 screws in here that we are able to take off. This one. They're good batteries. They last a long time. So replacing them is not that hard. There's plenty of vendors out there. I'm gonna link the vendor that I bought it through, so you guys can check him out. He has a lot of different batteries. I always purchase batteries from him because
Yeah,
they're fast.
that's not bad.
And they last a long time. That's pretty much it. Now the original battery is a little different. If you notice, it's more covered up. But they do the same thing, right? You just be careful not to bend them, because you don't want a chemical reaction on that. Once you're done, you pretty much just cover it up, and then, like I said, clean it up as much as possible, right? So that's one thing you gotta do. So
Yeah, no, that's not bad.
thank you, bro.
Not bad at all, dude. Hell yeah. I don't know if I want to go through the trouble of replacing the battery on this particular model. I mean, I gotta say, the one thing I love about my Inspiron is how easy it was to get a new battery for it and put the battery in. It really does blow. It really does suck when the battery is actually within, like actually embedded in there. That sucks. Oh man. Hmm. I'm gonna check for some system updates real quick. Check for updates. Yeah, as long as this thing's plugged in, you're pretty much golden. Yeah, the battery on this thing's pretty much shot. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, as long as there's some charge, I guess, left in it, it's tough. It's one of those laptops that it does have to be on the charger the whole time. So in that sense, it kind of blows, but at the same time, this is a pretty powerful machine. So I can't necessarily complain about it. And honestly, I got it for free. It's really cool. Yeah, as long as it's plugged in, it's pretty much golden. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why is everybody saying 6'7"? Don't say, dude, you guys don't say 6'7". Come on, man. We got 9 votes, by the way. Tap subscribe. Which of these is gambling? 11% of you say prediction markets. 22% of you say crypto. 33% say both crypto and prediction markets. And then 33% say none of the above. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting all the Windows 11 updates for this right now. I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, this is shockingly a good system, though. It's a professional business laptop, which is one of the things I appreciate about it. Yeah, it is one of those things that you gotta basically plug it in. Because, like I said, the battery on this thing is shot. Battery health is a little bit rough. I wonder if there's an app that lets me look at battery health. So the good news is it still charges, but the health of the battery itself is just not there. So we got fake real Garza in the chat, by the way. He's faking. He's faking it, man. Where do you vote? You know, you guys don't see the poll? I'll tell you what, I'm just going to end the poll because people just seem to, you can't find it. But none of the above. Wow. So we had a grand total of 10 votes. 40% of you said none of the above on whether this is gambling or not for prediction markets and crypto. I'm good, dude. I'm not even going to be... I'm going to be ending the live stream here in a bit anyway. Yeah, it sucks the health of the battery on this is so poor. I mean, it still has some juice left in it. It's pretty obvious. It's not at the point of complete battery failure, but it will probably get to that point where the battery will completely fail. I'm a little curious, though, to see if a standard USB charger can actually charge this thing. I will say probably not, but it is interesting to see. You could charge this thing. Crazy. I mean, worst case scenario, this laptop doesn't work as well as I want it to. I still have my Dell Inspiron laptop. I mean, that thing's a stud. But yeah, I mean, I got technically 3 good laptops. I got an HP one. I got this. This is I mean, honestly, this is a powerhouse of a laptop. So as long as I just keep it charged, I'm pretty much golden, man. Checking to see if there's any more updates. Yeah, and based how quickly the battery is charging, though, I would say that it's a little wild, man. All right, the system is now completely up to date. Yeah, I wish the battery was better on this, though, man. Okay, what is up with... Okay, that's the fake Garza. That is the fake Garza, by the way, in the chat. Just to let everybody know. That is fake Garza. So make sure you guys tap the subscribe button, though, if you guys want to get more fun, entertaining content. Now, I've gotten up and I've walked away a few times during the stream. Now, I'm looking at the system, and this is a good system, man. Display, notifications, about. So yeah, so here's the specs for this Latitude system. So the specs go like this. It's got an Intel Core i5 processor. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is really good. What else does it have? It's a 64-bit operating system. It's got Windows 11 Pro on it, yeah. So I will admit, getting a new battery on this would probably be more trouble than it's worth, if I'm going to be completely honest. It'd probably be way more trouble than it's worth. So I'm considering just using this as a device that I keep plugged in at all times. One question I'm curious about is if I plug in a USB-C to this device. Like, if I plug in this USB-C here, will it actually charge the device? We'll see here in a second. We'll see here in just a second. Okay. I will say this, though. The battery doesn't, like, if you unplug it, it still stays on for the most part. One thing I'll probably need to do is I'll probably have to spray the inside of this a little bit. But yeah, unfortunately, the battery at this point is pretty much shot. So it is going to have to be one of those devices that is consistently plugged in. Yeah, it's got to be one of those devices that you keep it plugged in the whole time. And that's not bad at all. Look, I mean, I got a free laptop out of the deal. If the battery's a little bit shot at this point, whoop-de-doo. Worst case scenario is if it results in complete battery failure and it affects the operation of this, I could fork out the money to get another battery for this. I could. Okay, hold on. I got to check the markets real quick. I didn't check any of the markets. Yeah, fake Garza, dude. Who here has the power to ban the fake Garza on there? There's a fake version of me lurking around in the chats. I'm not a fan of this. William Polk. William Polk. ET says, make me a mod. This is a no mod channel, dude. We don't have mods. I'm not going to make you guys moderators, dude. No. You guys would get too blinded with power, which I don't want that. You guys will get too blinded with power, bro. Yeah. Yeah, you guys will get blinded by power, dude. You guys are going to get so blinded by the power. No, real Garza, fake real Garza needs to stop, dude. Fake real Garza, go away. You're making me cry. Oh boy. What are you creeps on here doing, dude? Sorry, I got distracted by my smartphone, which makes me dumb. Sorry, LOL. What up, my brownies? My phony baloney dildos, dude. What up, my brony brothers? Hell yeah. Now, I do have to check the markets because it is Friday, and there are opportunities usually. The VT is up for the day. Okay. All right, what did I buy at? I sold at one point. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. What's SBIT looking like? SBIT is down. Okay. I'm thinking about selling some of my bonds, by the way. Ooh, Jeppy went up. That's very sexy. Not by much, though. Yeah, I love playing the volatility of a lot of these. Like, you can get, like, little pennies here, little pennies there, and stuff like that. So you can make a little bit of money off volatility. Okay. I've been mean to you. Adrian, what's going on, brony? Why are you so mad, dude? Why are you so mad at me? What did I do, my brony brother? What did I do to you? Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad, bro?
My brony brother. Dude, everybody's so mad at me. What did I do to you guys? Like, everybody in the chat's just like, Geza is bad. He made me cry. People are just really upset in the chat. And I want to know why. Yeah, I know, dude. This fake real Garza in the chat is being a total chode. Whoa. Adrian, are you the creator of the fake real Garza on the chat? Are you responsible for this? Did you do this to spite me? To spite Zaddy? Did you do this? Why? Why did you betray me? You betrayed me, my brony brother. You betrayed me. You are a liar and a cheater. You betrayed me. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, by the way, so I do appreciate you imitating me. I think it's hilarious, ultimately. I think it's fantastic. Oh, wow. So that's crazy. So the battery design capacity was at 60,000 megawatt hours. And the full charge capability of this is 2,500. Yeah, this battery's basically cooked. I can't forgive you, bro. I can't forgive you. Yeah, and the thing is, I love portability, and this is a good laptop, by the way. So I'll probably end up using this quite a bit. How I'll use it will determine on a few factors, but uh, yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
It just sucks that I don't know. One moment though. Just make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, please. That's all I want. I want your subscribes. I want your love and I want your subscribes. You and me could write a barrel mail. Yeah. I mean, this can do some powerful stuff, though. So as long as the thing's plugged in. Golden. Yeah, the battery on this laptop's pretty cooked, man. It's charging at a very low capacity. Yeah, the battery is cooked. Like I said, I'm happy that I got my Dell laptop, and I'll probably end up probably gonna do a few things with that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this is working pretty well, and who knows? I might actually make my HP laptop my more portable one. I'm not too sure at this point. But yeah, I just love this. This is like a true legit business laptop, man. Just kind of why I want to get a battery for it. I would have to watch that tutorial a few more times to make sure I'd be confident with the replacement of the battery, though, is the thing. But for now, I can keep this around the house as just kind of a fun little laptop to just have. And you know, if I'm going somewhere with it, as long as I know that there's going to be a dedicated power source, that'll be the main key. It's crazy. Yeah, battery's pretty cooked. It's had a good run. Had a very good run.
Hmm. I will admit my portfolio is up like crazy today. Hmm. Do you guys like Michael Saylor as much as I do? I think I might be the biggest Michael Saylor fanboy on the YouTubes at this point. I've considered that I might be. Oh snap! I know you are, bud. I know. This is actually one of the more boring streams I've ever done. I'm too busy trying to get this Windows laptop all squared away. So that's partially my fault. Completely my fault. But yeah, this battery is basically cooked. Yeah, I just don't have that much confidence in me taking it apart, you know? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'll show you guys the laptop here. So this is the Dell, this is the Latitude. It's pretty lightweight, I got to admit. Pretty lightweight. It's got a little touchpad on here. Pretty dope. But I got this for free from a bud. Pretty cool though, Dell right there. Look at that. Pretty good system, man. I can't believe I got Windows 11 on here, and it looks like it's honestly it's honestly one of those systems that I could like, probably take to bed with me. I'm gonna do an experiment though. I want to make sure that we could charge. I'm gonna shut this thing down. I'm gonna shut it down completely.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I think Adrian has lost his mind. Sorry, Adrian. I hope you're doing all right, brother. You are my man. You're the man, dude. All right, I'll catch you guys later. This has been one of my more boring streams, so I just want to apologize. Let's see. But I'm ready to roll. Have an incredible rest of the day, you guys. Make sure you tap the subscribe button. This has been one of the worst streams I've ever done, so I want to apologize about that. Too many distractions I had going on. That's my fault. And I'll catch y'all later. Ciao. But don't forget to tap that subscribe button. We need it. 'Cause I need you. And